it going? How are you? Hey, so Russian planes keep arriving in Iran. Secret military cooperation is increasing, and obviously this is putting everyone on alert. It's putting Europe, the United States, and Israel on alert. Russia continues to send military transport planes non-stop to Iran, according to air traffic monitoring. They haven't stopped. They haven't stopped flying military planes constantly every day to Iran. Right now, the aircraft involved include heavy models like the Antonov, 124 Ruslan, and the IL-76. These are frequently used to transport strategic military equipment. According to what is known, these operations have been recorded by international observers who claim that there is much more intense air activity than usual between both countries. According to previous reports, these flights are associated with the shipment of fighter jet parts and components of air defense systems. According to experts as well, this dynamic would reflect a significant increase in military logistics between Moscow and Iran. It should be remembered that starting October 1st, this new phase with Iran began, in which the United Nations has Iran more isolated than ever, right? This started because of the nuclear issue, the nuclear program that Iran has. Well, right now, the frequency of these flights would indicate and confirm what the Iranians themselves have said time and again, that starting from October 1st, they could even go to war or enter into conflict. Because we are moving toward isolation, which they oppose. They don't want to show the reality of the nuclear program. They don't want to let the United Nations inspectors in, so they can see what the program is about. And at the same time, they focus on creating this potential conflict. The constant flow of planes, they claim, would be linked to joint preparations or to greater mutual dependence in defense matters in response to Western sanctions. It's worth noting that both Russia and Iran are facing international restrictions and sanctions that could be accelerating these bilateral agreements. The military relationship between both countries is intensifying as part of a coordinated tactical response. Amid rising tensions in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, thank you for watching. According to reports, it could alter the balance of regional power, especially in areas like, for example, Syria, which the Iranians and the Russians lost. Remember that? The Caspian Sea and the Persian Gulf. So far, neither the Kremlin nor the Iranian government have made official statements about this. As a result, this type of cooperation is obviously under close observation by Western intelligence agencies. Thank you for watching this topic, along with what's happening right now in Prague, where they're also reporting a drone threat at Václav Havel International Airport in Prague. Although this warning has been reported that drones have been seen in the surrounding areas, at the moment no airport has been shut down. Incoming and outgoing flights are still being seen. That also draws attention. In Germany, they are also investigating this drone activity. According to Der Spiegel magazine, the drones were allegedly operated from a cargo ship in the Baltic Sea, with technical features to launch and recover large unmanned aircraft. The vessel is approximately 100 meters long, sails under the flag of an unidentified Caribbean country, and after the incident, it headed to a port in Russia. The intelligence service suspects that the ship is part of the Phantom Shadow Fleet. Either the Ghost Fleet or the Shadow Fleet, as these cargo ships are called. Actually, they're more like oil tankers that sail in the Baltic and in other parts of the world's oceans. Sometimes simply carrying oil to be sold on the black market. And sometimes they have another purpose, more related to intelligence, or even to affect or sabotage something that interests Russia. The vessels are enormous, and now it's estimated there are around 1,000 vessels. Intelligence services suspect that the ship is part of the fleet that has been causing problems in that region. The crew was on board this ship, which they say was seen near the one mentioned in Germany. It was mainly made up of Russian citizens, and the owner is said to be or is based in a Baltic country. The German Interior Minister, Alexander Dobrin is said to have proposed reforming the law so that the armed forces can cooperate more. They are also seeking cooperation between NATO police forces. This is to show defenses against drones. Currently, the military is ready to shoot down drones. So here, in one of these, they will be able to shoot down some drones. And well, they can investigate where they're coming from. The situation is also getting worse because last night, operations at Muniz airport were suspended. They cancelled 17 flights and diverted another 15. Around 3,000 passengers were affected by diversions and delays in Stuttgart, Nuremberg, Frankfurt, and Vienna. Despite the situation we're talking about, one of the largest transit hubs in Europe had resumed operations this Friday morning. Similarly in Prague, even though drones were also reported there, the airport was not suspended in that location either. During the first half of 2025, the airport would have handled 20 million passengers, which shows that this airport in Munich is one of the most important in Europe. It has heavy traffic, so any disruption is significant. Even if it's with drones, so far they apparently haven't caused any actual damage, but it does create economic losses and even a sense of insecurity. It could also be a psychological factor they're trying to create. And speaking of drones, that's the moment when a drone, but a submarine one, an aquatic drone, from over there goes the drone passing by in the background, and at the end you can see where it explodes. Apparently, well, this drone was seen at an oil loading dock in the port of Tuavs last week. But now, this video has surfaced. And well, obviously it's also shocking. So, the use of drones by air and by sea to try to reduce Russia's oil capacity. Let's move on to different news in just a moment. We'll be right back. Reminder, this is PPN Vivo, Daily International News. Thanks for supporting the channel. How can you help? By giving us a like, sharing, and of course, subscribing as well. If you want more, you can get a membership, super chat, or super thanks. Thank you so much for being with us every day. We're here with up-to-date information. See you later.